Heavy equipment is being brought in to remove the debris from the crash from the Potomac River. The Black Hawk helicopter is being removed this evening. The plane's fuselage and other debris is expected to be removed in the next few days, along with the remaining bodies. The black boxes have been recovered in both of aircraft.
Meanwhile, CNN obtaining today new video of the horrific crash between the American Airlines regional plane and the Black Hawk helicopter. The FAA has put new restrictions now on helicopters around Reagan National Airport and over the river. The National Transportation Safety Board just finished a briefing that you heard here. The black boxes will be analyzed, and the plane and the helicopter will be carefully hoisted to make sure they can find the bodies still missing.
We have two reports. Josh Einiger is at Reagan National with the latest on the investigation, and Mike Marza is here on the local victims of the crash. We're going to begin tonight with Josh.
Well, Liz, as we all just heard this NTSB board member give an update, the first really substantive update of this very early investigation. And they're very careful on what information to release because they're still trying to collect data and they want to be, they say, as factual and non-biased as possible. But we have some interesting things that they said. They're conducting interviews today of people who were in that air traffic control cab at the time that this happened, including the controller who was talking to both of these aircraft. We know that the NTSB now has an identical airplane on site here at Reagan National Airport, a CRJ-700, just like the one that crashed, so they can look at that if they have any questions about how the plane worked. And they've recovered now the flight data recorder from the Black Hawk helicopter so they can begin to unlock the mystery of what happened in the skies over the nation's capital.
To the people who happened to be looking up near Reagan National Wednesday night,
oh my God!
It's impossible to understand how two modern aircraft, piloted by professionals on a clear night, just collided, killing dozens in an instant.
In this incident, it should not have happened. We have in aviation what's called a Swiss cheese approach, wherein if something fails, a backup should catch it. Multiple layers of redundancy. It's been a very long time since we've had a major aviation incident in the United States.
The NTSB vows it'll figure it out. Its technicians already mining the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder from the American Eagle regional jet, and it's already given them a treasure trove of information.
It is not one point that tells us everything. It's layered into a lot of other information that's very critical.
Just before 9 p.m. Wednesday, the National Airport Tower Controller requested the pilots of American Flight 5342 change their runway assignment. They lined up for runway 33. Just 2,400 feet from touchdown, the jet was now a bit closer to the Black Hawk as it approached from the north, flying at least 100 feet higher than it was supposed to.
It could have drifted them a little bit further into the path of that Black Hawk if there was some altitude discrepancy that the Black Hawk wasn't holding.
Also today, a salvage crew took position along the Potomac to lift the wreckage onto a barge in hopes recovery crews can access the bodies of more than 24 victims still beyond reach underwater.
We think we know where they are. We won't know until we're done. I mean, we're going to continue this search operation, but we've searched a large portion of this river, and we are right there.
And that salvage effort will continue for the next day or two as they work to raise the wreckage from the bottom of the Potomac and hopefully access the bodies of all those people who died in a flash on Wednesday night. A very key bit of information that was released is they do have now the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder from the Black Hawk helicopter. That's really key. Why was it at the altitude that it was? And what were the pilots saying when they were told about a regional jet in their vicinity and they said they saw a regional jet? What were they actually looking at? Because they slammed right into the one the controller was warning them about. We're live at Washington's Reagan National tonight. Josh Einiger, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.